football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Tulsa will kick off and will get this game started. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. So USF's offense will go on the attack first. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games.
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. The Bulls come to the line with a new set of downs. Leaves it with the running back. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Running back searching for a hole. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Pulls it in. It's Smith. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. And the Bulls are on the move. Looking downfield, it's Tate. Right on the money. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
When you're going to run a comeback route, you've got to sell like you're going deep, and that was a great job there by the receiver, really making that corner think he was running deep down the field. So he got the corner to turn his hips, turn his shoulders, and then the receiver was able to just pivot around to make it an easy pass and catch.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete. This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. Under fire. Lets it fly. Snags it. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. The Bulls didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. And the defense sold out to stop the run, and they do here on first down.
Nice job by the defense just being very sound, understanding what they were seeing, and going and getting it. A lot of times these running backs force missed tackles and make you miss and make big plays. This defense did a good job of not letting that happen.
3rd and goal, where the strong come through.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
Incomplete pass, and the defense comes up big, and they take over. So Tulsa's offense will get the ball for the first time. And Jesse, this is going to be a fun test. This receiver, if you leave him in man coverage, you might be in for some trouble.
And so when you get him in the one-on-ones, you got to throw his way. He's a really good route runner. He can catch the football. And then when the defense decides to double cover him, take him away, that's when you go somewhere else with the football or you run it. The balance in this offense, based on how they play him, I think is big today.
Yeah, and that's what you've got to do as a defense. Sometimes you double team him, sometimes you play zone, mix it up, give different looks, because he is a guy. He's shown the ability to burn your defense and make big plays.
Didn't find a single crack to run through on the last two plays. Let's see if they go up top on 3rd and 10. Looking for space. It's Gibbs. Tulsa will be forced to send out the punt team. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. Wants to bring it back. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. South Florida has it back, and the Bulls offense will return to the field. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs, on first down finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points, but they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
They've got the ball at midfield, but they're facing a 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's Tate. Unloads to the wideout. Complete on the comeback. Really nice job to convert that 3rd down, and they've got it at the 33. Wants to throw on 1st down. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Give to the back. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the 1st quarter. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. Grab near the sticks. It's Smith. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulls.
And they finally lift the lid. Man, I didn't know if we were going to be 0-0 going into the half, going into the 4th quarter. The offense finally puts a drive together, breaks that seal. Excited to see now if this opens things up, calms people down, and lets them have a little more success.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Golden Hurricane offense comes back onto the field. They're looking for something, looking for anything to try to put some kind of score on the board. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. The Golden Hurricane way behind the chains here on 2nd down.
And how about the defense getting home with the pass rush? Playing man coverage in the back end. You need to win up front. Those guys got to get to the quarterback. Do a great job rushing the passer. I can play man when I got a pass rush like that.
The Golden Hurricane needing a huge chunk play to convert on 3rd down. To the air, it's Fowler Nicolosi. Plucks it out of the air. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the 1st down. And here comes the punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and see what he can get. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. South Florida ready to send the offense back onto the field. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Finds the tight end. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. Offense breaks the huddle on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Picked off. What a play to set him up. They'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. Couldn't ask for better starting field position. position for this offense. On the run, it's Gibbs. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. They'll try to run for it. He did not make it a stone wall on third down. They're going to go for it on fourth down, and remember, from this spot, they can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Touchdown, Golden Hurricane! Fired in from the red zone for the score. The extra point here would tie the game. That dude's really big. How in the world did they lose him?
Because down here, he does a lot of blocking. You play a lot of man coverage in the red zone. And what do? You peek in the backfield, and you lose the big fella. I don't know how he lost that big of a guy, but he lost him, Reese.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. South Florida has it back, and the Bulls offense will return to the field. To the air, it's Tate. Completes it in the middle.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You could tell he's throwing over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
Running to Green. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Use the play fake, now to throw. Gets it out fast. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. And the Bulls come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Sullivan. And they're going to lose yardage there. The defense completely owning the front. Bunch formation for these receivers. Second down, he'll throw it. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
We just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. In the second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better...
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. The Bulls send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Sends his first one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of appearances he had in that win last week. Let's see if they can put together a drive starting from their own 28. Looking to throw on first down. Caught in the backfield, it's Gibbs. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
Well, they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though, how quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
It's complete to the left. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Oh, they're after him. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Tulsa will be forced to send out the punt team. They'll look to pin them deep. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Takes it the other way. He's at the 40.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job of his decision-making.
Looking downfield, it's Fowler Nicolosi. Almost had the completion, just missed it. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. The pull and throw off the RPO. Nice gain of 6, leaving them with 3rd and 4. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. Tulsa trying to move the chains on 3rd and short. Off the bootleg and rolling out. Just a short pass to the tight end. He gets right to the edge of the red zone. He's out of bounds at the 20. They're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. Waste no time getting the timeout called.
And anytime you hit the quarterback, man, you make him think, you speed up the process. Does a good job of that. They're in the top 25 in the country at
turning it on. Steps out of bounds just inside the 20. They'll mark him down at the 18. The Golden Hurricane needing a big play to keep this drive going. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. He's got it. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. They'll go to the air. Pressure coming. Let's go. The hurry up now. 2nd down. Clock ticking. Back to pass. Can't hang on in the end zone, and that one is going to drive him crazy when he watches it. It'll be 3rd down. About to have the 9th snap on this drive. You don't want to settle for a field goal. Looking to throw on 3rd and goal. Pocket breaking down. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. Absolutely center cut. And with that field goal, they now have the lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the 1st half. They'll move the tight end. They'll test the right side.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
I'm not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
They feed him again. Can't get him to the ground. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. And the Bulls will kick it away to crank up the 2nd half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. We'll get another look at this Tulsa offense. They go to work in the 3rd quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the 2nd half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right. That pocket has been shaky. And if it continues to be that way in the 2nd half, this could be a much different looking football.
They'll run the sneak for it.
Well, and he gets stuffed on that QB sneak. He's just not doing a really good job of reading the crease and finding a little space to kind of tuck into and drive his feet. He's just running himself into a wall there.
Well, and how about the big boys up front? Make a crease, push somebody back, create some space. There was nowhere to go.
They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. South Florida ready to send the offense back onto the field. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. Got a man. It's Smith. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Looking to throw, it's Tate. Here's a heat. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Throws to the tight end. And here's the third interception of the night. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Great place to start for this offense. Rides to back and leaves it. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. From the gun, running back on the move. Oh, gives him the tough stiff arm. Oh, he's got some space. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Tulsa. Saw a crease, nothing but green grass and opportunity, and he flashed through it for 6.
Man, when you can get 30-plus yards out of your running back and he can make big plays like this, man, it's hard to call a lot of passes. I'm just going to feed this guy the rock.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. South Florida has it back, and the Bulls offense will return to the field. That deficit has now grown to double digits, down 17-7 as they start this drive. They corral him out of bounds, mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going. Clock ticking away as we have 4 minutes left here in the third. He'll pull it down and run. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Fakes to grab. Got room at the 35. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. The Bulls getting set on 1st and 10. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Back to throw. It's Tate. Going to take a shot at this DB. He caught it. He gets it in. Touchdown, South Florida.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
The Golden Hurricane offense comes back onto the field. They still have the lead, but they need to respond to that last score. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious. Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Bringing the heat. This time he's got his man. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Tulsa trying to power ahead on 3rd and short. The play-action fake. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And the big gain. They've got it on the 46. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. They'll go back to the ground. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. Got a little work done on first down. Now back to the line. They'll run the option. Quick toss. Making a little bit of progress there. He gets it to the 40 before getting out of bounds. Tulsa trying to move the chains on 3rd and short. Looking to throw. It's Fowler DeColosi. Strong pass rush. Gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. They bring the punter onto the field now. That leg is staying loose. Already the 5th kick of the night. He'll get away another punt. He's been really active today, and no doubt he's going to earn his varsity letter. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Got it in the middle. It's Nimrod. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. They'll go to the ground. Nice move there. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. We'll see if they have enough time to get another snap before the clock hits 0. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the third quarter. That's the end of the period, and Tulsa has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Wants to go up top. Fires to the big fella. Still on his feet at the 45. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. And the Bulls are flying down the field. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. There he goes. Big pickup on the ground, knocked out at the 28-yard line. The Bulls pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Looking for a man. It's Tate. Firing to the right, complete. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. Looking to fire. Throws for the tight end. Working the middle. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you could tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
They'll send the tight end in motion. They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. See if they can get it done on second and goal. Back to pass. Trying to find the end zone. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
Nice job by the defense, forcing the third and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
They'll run it on third and goal. Touchdown, USF! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
And this is a running back, guys, that gets better as the game goes on. Here we are late in this one, and he's still breaking off big runs. Impressive, making people miss, showing you the speed. And that touchdown gives his team the lead.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. We'll get another look at this Tulsa offense. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Back to throw. It's Fowler Nicolosi. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands. Tulsa in a tough spot here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Catch in the middle. It's Roberts. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. Tulsa will be forced to send out the punt team. They'll be forced to kick for the 6th time tonight. Hauls it in, looking for space. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. South Florida ready to send the offense back onto the field. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake will get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt, find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute, build this lead a little bit bigger, put this thing away in the 4th quarter.
Makes the grab, it's Smith. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. They want that clock to run. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And this situation here on 2nd down is the exact situation this offense wanted to stay out of. You got the lead late in the ball game. You want to get positive yards, keep that clock ticking. Now in a situation, it's interesting. Do they want to throw the football? How much do they trust their quarterback not to make a mistake here late in the football game with the lead?
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. That's why everybody has to do the tip drill, DBs and receivers, and it worked out this time for the offense.
That's exactly what you want as a defender. Just get your hand on the football, let that thing bounce, and you see so many big plays made, but it was the opposite. It goes right to the wide receiver, makes the play, makes the catch. Man, that's frustrating for a defense.
Punt is on its way. And it'll be down right there.
And that is a huge play in terms of field position. Nice job by the punter. And how about the Gunners getting downfield to down that ball?
So the defense trying to protect the lead, but they could also put a punctuation mark on this thing and end it with a big turnover. He's got an open man. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking. So much for the tough field position. One play, and you're already to the 35. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. The Golden Hurricane way behind the chains here on 2nd down. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. So now it's 2nd and long. Scanning the field, it's Fowler Nicolosi. Got it in the middle, it's Roberts. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the 1st down. Passing game very effective on 2nd down. What about here on 3rd? Got a man, it's McNeil. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Wants to go up top on 1st down. With the catch, it's McNeil. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. He wants to throw it again. Here comes the heat. He'll get rid of it. He's got him wide open. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. This upset bid has been brewing since the start of the game, seemingly, and they are in a world of hurt at this moment, guys.
Yeah, keep the pedal to the floor, right? Don't let up. You've done a great...
And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He's got it. The offense gets the timeout. 12 ticks left on the clock.
Well, short completion setting up 3rd down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
Timeout is called by the defense, and 12 seconds remain in the football game. They'll try to pass it in on 3rd and goal. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. Down in the final period in a tight game, and they will go for it on 4th and goal. Wants to go up top. Here's the pressure. Touchdown, Golden Hurricane. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
Man, what a great job by this offense executing down the field. All of the clock, being smart, getting the big score late, and I think that one should do it.
And they did tack on that extra point with no problem. On the move from inside his 5. They make the stop. The coverage team up to the challenge as they put a stop to the return and an end to the game. They get the W, and with that...